Punch Affinity is complete at last. So what is Punch Affinity? It's an interactive configurator that allows people to change products or combinations of colours of products or even product components inside, almost like an interactive photograph. And it's really useful for people to see all these variations. So I take my wife for example, you could hand her this tile and this tile, or any samples of tiles, colour swatches, and say, how do you think this would look in our kitchen or bathroom? And she wouldn't have a clue. She'd look at me and go, I don't know. They're both nice, would probably be the usual answer. But if I can show her that on a bathroom image on an iPad, for instance, and I say, here's some buttons, you press them buttons and you can change the tiles on here and you can see exactly how it's going to look. She'd be able to make a more informed choice, have more confidence in what she's buying, and should just be able to see what her choices are. And that's kind of what Punch Affinity does, and a lot of other configurators do, is just take away that guesswork. It gives people that confidence into what they're about to buy, especially if it's a big ticket item. So Punch Affinity is our way to make it easier for businesses to have their own configurators, essentially. They don't need to know anything about programming or techie stuff or anything like that. That's all what we take care of. But we've also made Punch Affinity better than a lot of the other configurators that are out there. It's easy to use. It works on anything from a PC to a tablet to a smartphone even. It really doesn't matter. And we've also added some great functions into it as well that come with every configurator. So there's nothing to stop customers from exploring different combinations and then being able to go on and purchase the items, or go even further and inquire about an item as well. So there are three demos online: a kitchen configurator, a bathroom configurator, and a office chair configurator. But don't think that it's just kitchens, bathrooms and furniture that Punch Affinity can do. It can visualize anything. As long as we can create it in a digital CGI format, then we can make a configurator for it, from kitchens and bathrooms to aeroplanes to rockets to suites. It doesn't really matter as long as we can visualize it. But why did we make Punch Affinity? Essentially, I thought we could just make something that was better than what's out there. Better in terms of usability, better in terms of visual quality, and just trying to make it more accessible to more people. From my experience and the research, a lot of configurators out there just sucked, and there's no two ways around it. They were either really clunky and unusable, or they were really slow and painful like that in that way, or they were too complex, went into too much detail too soon, or they were just too simple and you just allowed to just change a few things and that was it, and there wasn't much purpose to them. For example, like a car configurator that I tested recently, kind of just jumped straight into the price, jumped straight into how much the tax is, how much the emissions are, what type of tyres it's going to have on. For me, an interactive configurator should be about exciting the people that are going to be potentially buying these items. I want to see what colour the car is, I want to see how it's styled, I want to see all them nice things that make me go wow about a car. I can then be excited enough to go and book a test drive with that, or go to the showroom, and then when you're in there you can talk all the boring stuff with the salespeople. And as well, in terms of visual quality, there can be a massive variation there as well. I've seen some really horrible floor configurators with carpet tiles, so it almost looks like they've just been cut out of a stock library, stitched together and put in there, so nothing really looks like it's visually very pleasing, and that kind of has a real bad impact on sales and brands and things like that. A lot of other apps as well also are specific to just one platform, so they might just be like a Windows PC or something like that, and that was one thing that I really didn't want it to happen. I wanted it to be cross-platform, and we've done that. One of the main reasons was to create something that every business could use potentially without being a technology expert or a programmer, or even have to hire them people in to make all these big decisions. The framework's already there now, so all we need to do is just plug in your product, your description, everything like that into the system, and it's ready to go. So how does Punch Affinity work? All you really need to know is that it runs online through the internet, through the web browser, on your phone, your tablet and your PC, essentially any modern device. And the imagery that goes into there is created by us at Punch Digital. And to make all them variations within a product, say you've got a kitchen with maybe 50 door colours, we have various systems that we can use to make them, and that generates different layers of images. So basically all the app does, I say that it's a bit more technical than that, but if you click on I want door colour 1, it'll then load up a picture of door colour 1. I want door colour 2, it'll load up a picture of door colour 2, and so on. And so that's kind of what the customer sees at the end of it. But other than the visual elements, the configurator can be tweaked to be branded in your own way, so you can have your colours, your logo, your branding essentially in there, so it looks part of your business, because it is part of your business. But from your point of view, you don't need any techie knowledge to have a configurator up and running. So what does the future hold for Punch Affinity? Do you know what? I don't honestly know. Punch Affinity will never be finished, but it'll evolve. There's always new tech coming out, there's always new social attitudes, there's always different marketing trends, and that'll also have a big impact on everything that we create in the future. But right now, I would kind of love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and that's why we'll be running a survey in about a week's time, maybe 2 weeks' time, just so that everybody can give their voice and experience of Punch Affinity at the moment. And don't get me wrong, it's not just an exercise in collecting data for the sake of collecting data. It'll really help us to understand what we've created so far, how it's useful to you guys, how it's not useful, and also just how it's going to be in the future. So your input will directly affect how it's going to be in the future. The survey will only take 5 minutes to complete, and after that you'll be put in a prize draw for a £50 Amazon voucher, just a little incentive to try and get everybody to do that. So I'd really appreciate that if anybody that's watching this can do it, tell their friends, and that'd be absolutely amazing. So that's it for this month. Punch Affinity is finished, kind of. Next month, I don't know what we'll be talking about, maybe a bit of AR stuff. But for now, go to punch.digital, try out some of them demos. When the survey comes out, please, please, please do it, and it'll be really appreciated. And that's it really for this month. If anybody has any questions about what I've just spoke about, drop me a message, comment or whatever, and I'll get back to you.